shine on Happy Camper Life. We're loving, living, and learning online on Happy Camper Life.
Hi, welcome to Happy Camper Live's Camp Shopping Channel. Today we are here with Adam Walter from ImpressArt. Welcome, Adam.
Hi, Allison.
So happy you're here. Very excited for this conversation. I have to say, ImpressArt is one of my favorite art projects to do at camp, and I'm excited to share your work with the world, so
Thank you.
the camp world. And I know so many camps do use ImpressArt. It is a very popular item, and it's just something that I think should be a staple in every camp. So just wanted to have you on this podcast so you could share a little bit about ImpressArt. So tell me a little bit about the
Yeah.
company itself.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, Allison, and thank you for all the kind words. Yeah. ImpressArt started out of a tool company, actually. So my family has been in the tool business since 1952. My father, well, it was my grandfather that started it. My father took over, and then my brother and I grew up in the business. And then we actually left the business about 15 years ago to start ImpressArt. We had a lot of people that were buying these industrial metal stamps from us, and they were using it to make jewelry. And so that kind of gave us the idea to kind of rethink this industrial tool and all the other tools and supplies that go around it, and start ImpressArt. And we made it really easy for anybody to be successful with it, through our tools and supplies. And then there's the whole design element of it. There was no design before; it was just block letters and uppercase and some different sizes. And so we added many different designs and fonts and things like that. And so it's been a fun ride so far.
That's so great. I actually didn't know the history, and I'm also a big fan of family businesses, especially in the camp world. There are a lot of family-run camps, and it's nice to hear that story. So, in terms of taking this tool and making it really simple and practical and easy to use, that you have done, and you've created something that young day campers can use to your oldest campers and all come up with amazing projects, and things that I believe create keepsakes for these campers and gifts they can bring home and things like that. So can you talk a little bit more about the projects and things that
Sure.
ImpressArt
Yeah, I mean, I
provide?
think, yeah, part of why ImpressArt is so successful with camps is, I mean, first of all, it's something new and exciting, right? Camps are looking for something different and something new and exciting. And like you mentioned, it really does work with all different age groups. Even the younger kids can do it. Um, and then, yeah, the final project that they take away is a really high value project. I mean, we've demoed these at numerous trade shows, and I can't tell you how many times we've seen people, they stamp like a cuff bracelet, and they come back a year later and they're still wearing it.
Right. It's
So
so true.
we see that a lot. But yeah, I mean, the uh, the main projects that we really focus on when a camp is getting started are our cuff bracelets. It's by far our most popular project. We do a ton of business in bracelets. So we usually start the camps off with that. And then after that, we provide a variety of different charms, like other style blanks for them to stamp in. So we have circles, guitar picks, dog tags, washers, things like that. And those are things that can be made into either necklaces, keychains, a whole variety of different projects. Or what a lot of camps do is they incorporate it into other projects that they're doing at camp. So instead of just doing like a traditional lanyard, now the campers can stamp something personalized into a charm and attach that to the lanyard. So it really elevates the whole arts and crafts program.
Absolutely. Friendship bracelets are so popular, and I love some of the samples that you have where you incorporate the stamping and the tags into these colorful friendship bracelets.
Hmm.
So you were talking about camps that are getting started. And, we got started a couple of years ago with ImpressArt. And what I loved was that the bracelets were not just popular with the girls, but popular with the boys too. Like it was universally
Yeah.
loved. All of the kids love doing it. And it's the actually making of the bracelets that's so much fun. And yes, the quality is great. The kids will wear it. Which, a lot of times kids make projects at camp and arts and crafts and, they kind of end up in the garbage and stuff. And these are really substantial. And I'm wondering if you could share with us a little bit about the process.
Sure. So I actually have it set up here. So if
Perfect.
you'd like me to flip my camera around, I
Flip the
can demo it
camera.
for you.
Yeah.
All right. And I have some samples to show you. So give me 1 second. Okay. All right.
So these are the tools.
So this is what a setup would look like. And let me just show you quickly before we jump into that. I'll show you some of the projects so you can see what we're going to be making. So these are cuff bracelets. And
Beautiful.
we have there's two most popular sizes. You can see there's a wider one and a thinner one. And with the setups that we're offering the camps, the kids could stamp pretty much anything they want into it.
Right.
Whether it's their best friends, their bunk, a mascot, really anything they want. So those are the cuff bracelets. So we're going to make one of those in a
Adam, can you just
second.
take one of the bracelets off, just so we can see it? I love the display that you put it on the wood. But yeah, so here you can put your camp name, you could put your camp zip code. That's really popular with kids, or
Yep,
just sayings. Anything. I live 10 for 2. A lot of kids camped besties. Yeah. So
yep.
there's a lot of
Um,
personalizing that happens.
right. Also, we offer custom. So a camp could have their logo put on a stamp, which is great. A lot of camps love that because now the kids bring the bracelets home with the camp logo on it, and they're wearing it all year round.
Right.
It's free advertising for the camps.
There you go.
All right, I'll show you just quickly some other projects. So here's like a washer bracelet that the kids could make,
Super nice.
a beaded bracelet. Here's a couple keychains.
Keychains are really popular, and I love those. Yeah, so
So
that has 4 sides to it. What
yeah,
is that called, that particular thing?
we call it a bar, but there is
Right,
a
bar.
technical term that I just can't think of right now.
Yeah, those bars are really, really nice.
Yeah. Also, we have cubes. Same thing. So these are cubes where they could stamp on all sides, and you can see how it's incorporated into some lanyard.
Ooh, I haven't done the cubes. I think I'm going to do that this year. Those look
Hmm.
so
And then I
that's
think
a
this
keychain
is,
or a bracelet. And that's my favorite.
I saved this one for last because I knew this was your favorite.
Yeah. So, I
Yeah.
mean, look at that. Doesn't that elevate the whole friendship bracelet experience? That's so beautifully done. I love
Yeah.
that.
All right. So now let me show you how it's done. All right. So what do we want to stamp? This is the hardest part, is figuring out exactly what to stamp. So what are we thinking? Should we
Uh,
do camp? We'll keep it short. We'll
yeah,
just
let's
write,
just
okay.
do camp. That sounds great.
Okay. All right. So whenever you're stamping, it's really important that you're stamping on a steel block. So this is everything that I'm showing here is included in the bundles. But this is your steel stamping block. This is going to give it the support that it needs underneath to accept the impressions. So you'll get this. This is a patented jig that we designed. This is going to help the kids space out all their letters and keep everything in line. So you'll see how that works in a second. All right, these are what the bracelets look like before stamping. So they're aluminum. We do offer other metals. We strongly suggest the cam stick with aluminum for a variety of reasons. The biggest one being the cost.
Right.
A camp is going to spend under 50 cents on one of these. So if a kid messes one up, it's no big deal.
Right.
If they lose it, it's no big deal. Uh, but that's the main reason. Also, they're hypoallergenic, so you don't have to worry about any kind of nickel allergies or really anything.
That's
These are
important
totally,
too.
totally safe. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, Adam, one sec. You mentioned this is what's included in the bundles. Can you just
Yes.
explain how we've packaged everything together to make this really easy for the camps?
Yes.
Mhm.
So all the bundles are going to come with all of the tools that you see here to help save the camps some money. We have two campers sharing some items. So like something like the letter set,
Right.
you know, you don't need every kid having an entire letter set in front of them. So we'll have two kids sharing one of those. I think the pliers we may have the kids sharing because they're not bending it at the same time. So there's a handful of things that are shared, but everything else, each kid has their own setup. So
Right.
they'll have a hammer, they'll have a block. I think they have a marker, the jig.
Mhm.
So yeah, each one has their own setup.
And the point of the bundles is that you want to ideally create this as a program within your arts and crafts program area. So it's standalone. Every kid, when they come in, they have everything they need in front of them. It's a station. And
Yes.
so we created these small bundles for a certain number of campers, larger bundles based on how many campers would be in a group that would be doing the project at the same time. Obviously, you can use this for special events and other activities, but as a basic, come into arts and crafts, sit down, everything is laid out for the campers, super organized, and everything that you need.
Yeah, there's a lot of value in the bundlings. I can't tell you how many camps have reached out to us and ordered the bundles after trying to piece this together themselves.
Right.
They'll go on Amazon or our products are available at Michael's and other places like that. They'll try to piece everything together themselves. It's very difficult, and really everything that we offer is designed to be used together. So often we'll see somebody buys blanks on Amazon and they don't work. They're not sized properly or they're too hard to stamp into. So the bundles really make everything very easy for the camp to be successful.
Right. And
And
once you,
also they're discounted.
right,
We offer a very healthy discount to help the camps get into it.
right. And once you make this initial investment, you're really talking about buying the blanks
Yeah. I mean,
following
after that,
years.
right. I mean, after the initial investment, which the bundles start at $1,000, so it's not crazy in camp dollars. Um, but after that initial investment, you're buying your blanks. I mean, you're buying, I don't know, roughly 400 blanks for under $200.
Right.
It's very, very inexpensive to maintain after you've been set up. So it's really the initial investment. After that, it's not much to maintain.
Right. Great.
Um, and then also, with buying the bundles through us, you get us. We're here to support you and help you and make sure you're successful. So if your arts and crafts director has a question, we're here to answer the phone. We'll get on a video call with them and walk them through things.
Right.
So
Which you did with my team. And it was really helpful because when everything came, we had it set up, but we just checked in with you to say, are we doing all of this right? And
right,
you had some really good tips. So customer service, your camp people, your family, you get it. You have kids of your own, they go to camp. So I think that's really important here too. You definitely get the camp world.
yep, yep. I was a camper myself, and my kids
Yeah.
are campers at the moment, so we
Mhm.
know camp very well.
Yep. All right. So
All
let's
right,
let's let's do it.
so let's stamp camp. All
Okay.
right. So we're going to take our aluminum bracelet blank, and I'll just show you on the side. Can you see the little spacing on the side here?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right. So it's sized perfectly for the blanks. So that it has magnets, it clips onto the steel block. And then what you're going to do is it slides right into that spacing, just
Perfect.
like this, and it fits perfectly in here. Okay. All right. So now, whenever you're using our stamps, all the stamps have our logo and the letter marked on the bottom side. So that's important because you want that facing you. That's how you know that you have the right letter and that it's oriented properly. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this. I'm just kind of eyeballing it here. If we wanted it perfect, we could spend the time and kind of mark it out. The kids don't really care. So let's just keep it simple. So I'm going to take the stamp. I have the C facing myself. And if you could see on here, it might be hard with the lighting, there's markings on
Yes.
the jig.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to center this. I'm going to go somewhere in the middle here. I'm going to center the stamp on one of these lines. Okay. So I'm going to center it on this long line here. Okay. Now I'm going to hold it with two fingers at the bottom so I can feel that it's flat against the aluminum blank. And I'm going to take my stamping hammer. So it's a nice small hammer, easy for the kids to handle. It's 1 pound. It's got a lot of weight to it. And it's got this brass tip here. You can see it's all marked up.
Mhm.
That's by design. It's because the brass is softer than the steel. So it allows all the force to transfer through the stamp.
Cool.
Okay. All right. And so I'm just going to give it one little tap. And I have a C.
All right. And I just want to say for those listening, the kids will want to just keep hitting and hitting and hitting. You only need to tap it once.
Yes, ideally once. It's not a nail. You're not driving it
Right.
through the metal. You're just tapping it in to get the impression.
Yeah. And I
Um,
think the kids tend to hit it a lot, and you want to show them, just one good strike.
yeah, and a good way to start with the kids, especially the kids that are new to it, give them a blank. Let them just get a feel for stamping into the metal. Don't even start by having them stamp a word. Let them just stamp letters into or designs into the blank just to get a feel for what kind of force is involved.
Yeah,
You know,
we
a lot
had
of
a
times they think they
few.
have to hit it a lot harder than they do.
Exactly. So we had practice blanks at your suggestion on the table so that they could like just practice getting the feel for it. And then
Yep,
once they got the feel for it, we gave them the one that they were going to make.
perfect. Yep. Okay, so now we'll keep going. So I got my A. I'm going to go to the short line next to the C. Okay, center that. It's going to look a little weird when you're doing it. The stamp is going to overlap the letter before it, but that's okay. That's going to be spaced out properly. Okay, hold it with two fingers at the bottom. Not a very hard strike. And I'm just going to keep going here. So now I'm doing the M. Okay. One other thing I wanted to show you, which we included in the bundles, are these jigs. So you might have some kids that probably shouldn't be swinging hammers at their fingers, or they're afraid to swing a hammer at their hand. This is a tool that you can use for them. So I believe we include one in the bundle, so it could be passed around. You could always buy more.
Right.
But what this does is it's going to do two things. So I'll do the last letter using this. So what you're going to do is you're going to put the stamp. So this is the P, still facing me. I'm going to put it in this holder here. What this is going to do is it's going to hold the stamp perfectly up, straight up and down. Like I said, was very important. Okay. And then it's protecting my fingers. So if
Right.
God forbid I missed, my fingers are protected.
Right. I think that's really useful. And those came out a little bit after I had my kit. So for those of you who have ImpressArt already at your camp, these are available too for purchase. I'm going to
Yeah.
be adding them this summer. I think the kids that are older, they like to do it without the jig, but for the younger kids, this is definitely a little
Right. Definitely for the younger kids.
Mhm.
Also, I want to mention uh, we have a lot of camps who will have their arts and crafts director just go on our website and just buy stuff at full retail. Please don't do that. Please reach out to us. Make sure you have an account because we offer a 30% discount off of everything on the site.
Right.
So these come out to be very inexpensive, probably like $5 or $6.
Right.
All right. And I'll just show you how this works. Easy.
Yay.
Okay. So now we have camp stamped into our bracelet.
Right.
The next step is we're going to use one of these markers. This is our stamp enamel marker. So
Mhm.
this is designed to fill in the impression and then get wiped off of the surface. I'll show you how that works. Okay, so I just colored it in, making sure that it got into the bottom of all the impressions.
Right.
Ideally, you want to let it dry a little bit, but for time's sake, I'll just
Right. But that makes a big difference there. Now you can really read it.
yeah, that really makes it pop.
That looks great. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now the last thing we need to do is bend it into a bracelet, and we have two tools that help do that. We're going to start with our bracelet bending bar. This is going to get the basic shape in. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to place with the impression facing out. I'm going to place one end in this gap here, this
Mhm.
channel, hold it with my thumb, and then with my palm at the very top of it, I'm just going to fold it around till about halfway. And again, this is another major benefit of aluminum. It's
Right.
super, super soft. So it's
Right.
easy for me to stamp. It's easy for me to bend. Perfect for the kids. Okay. So now I'm going to flip it around to the other side, and I'm just going to do the same thing. Okay. And you can see now we have a
Perfect.
basic puff shape. Uh, some people do leave it at this point. I like to go a step further and really finish it off nicely. And we do that with these pliers here. And so what we're going to do is just match up the curve on the plier with the curve on the bracelet, just like that. I like to start in the middle, but you could really start wherever you like. And so you're going to place it in there and then just give it a little squeeze. And you're going to work it around. So you squeeze, move it over, squeeze, move it over, and you're going to keep doing that. I go over the spacing
Just bring
here.
it, bring it back into that. There you go. Yeah.
Okay. And just keep working it around all the way back to where you started. Okay. And there we have it, a finished bracelet. So now, as far as sizing goes, yet again, another benefit of the aluminum, very easy to
Right.
just expand it or contract it to size. Um, Now, also, I want to mention in the bundle, this is a 6-inch bracelet. This is going to fit almost everybody, adults, kids. This is the most
Right.
popular size. We also include a shorter bracelet, a 5-inch bracelet. So for the smaller kids or the younger kids, you'll have a smaller bracelet that'll fit their wrists a little bit better.
Right. That's great. Yeah, it's really fun, and while it's easy to do, it does, require them to do some planning, coming up with what they want to put on the bracelet. You also have symbols, you have numbers, you have letters, you have the logo. So it allows for kids to really plan out what they want. Um,
Yes. Yeah, included in the bundle is a bunch of designs. We have camp themed designs that come in there. There's a whole bunch of different things that are included, big variety. And yeah, I always say the hardest part of stamping is figuring out what to stamp. The
right.
rest of it we've made very easy.
Yeah, and I will also say, for the boys, the guitar picks were really popular. They really love those, and the friendship bracelets with the being able to add the blanks to those, super popular too. But I think, Adam, the way you kind of laid everything out, like as a start, having the bundles with the bracelets to be your starter projects for the summer. And then each year you have all of these great tools. You introduce the next few projects, the next few projects. I will tell you, after years and years, this doesn't get old. The kids absolutely still love it as much as they loved it the first day they were introduced to it. And so, this is a solid um, project for camps. It's a standalone. You really can set this up as its own activity station, and also special events. I really think, like, when you do an evening activity or a special event day, peace, love camp, all of those
Yeah.
things, you have the ability to put these out and even make a station when the counselors are kind of hosting a station at Carnival, having the kids come up and then they make a bracelet together and it's a nice giveaway. Or if you have a parent day at camp, it's a really nice thing for the kids to do with the parents. So there's so many uses for ImpressArt at camp. And I think that you guys, just being camp people, you just really, really get it.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Also related to those special events, those custom stamps, we've done a lot of those. Color
Right.
War, special ones for like, yeah, like you said, visiting day, things like that.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Adam. You made it look easy. I was going to grab my bracelet because once you have a bracelet, you never forget your bracelet. So, we have our bracelets here, which are um, in this beautiful bag. But this particular bracelet, Stamp Camp. So Stamp at Camp, and I just really think the quality and the fun is there. So I appreciate you being here on the Camp Shopping Channel. As you said, there's a lot of products that are available. The bundles you can find on the Camp Shopping Channel. You can also find them on ImpressArt. And we will be at the camp show, which is great. And hope that
Yeah.
if you want to stop by, come and stamp. We're going to have an interactive stamping station. So for those of you who are going to be at the conference, definitely come and stop by.
Yes, try it. Definitely try it yourself. Uh, on our website, the page is hidden because it's really just for camps. So
Right.
you'll have to reach out to us. You can fill out a dealer app or just give us a call and we'll give you the link to that.
Right. All right. I got my bracelet on. There you
All
go.
right.
And I really appreciate you being here telling us your story. And we'll do something else again. I think another project would be really fun.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this won't be our last podcast here. All right,
Yeah.
Adam?
All right. Well, thank you for having me, Allison. I appreciate it.
You're
And I
welcome.
look forward to seeing you and everybody else at Tri-State soon.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Take a moment to shine.